Hey, welcome to Lunch with Lee. Today we're talking about something that is a big issue in Houston, not so much in Beaumont, but really in Houston, which is there are a lot of companies that are advertising, usually Google Maps, stuff like that, that sometimes they're not even real companies, or they're advertising things that are not true. One thing in the chimney industry in Texas, and every single state is different, is there is no licensing. And heating and air conditioning companies are getting into chimneys and they're saying they're licensed for chimney. And they are licensed, but it's just heating and air conditioning, not necessarily chimneys. So anytime someone tells you they're licensed for this, especially if they can't produce the license, because the one company I called up in our local market told me that when we get to your house, we will give you the license, but we're not going to share it to you before we get there. So be very careful because there are a lot of companies that are now carpet cleaning companies that say they're now chimney sweeps, HVAC companies that say they're chimney sweeps, pest control companies that say they're chimney sweeps, and they may be good, but just be very careful. Some of the things you want to ask are, do they have certifications? Because there is no licensing in our industry, but there are certifications. So, and they're totally not mandatory, but a quality company that's looking to have a quality performance or education for their employees is going to have some kind of a certification somewhere, somehow. Another one is if they don't answer the phone with their name, if they answer a chimney company or a company that's not what you see in the advertising, start to ask questions, set off little bells, something may be wrong. If they show up to your house and they don't have the company name on the truck, something else. Little things need to go off and maybe something's wrong. If their employees don't have uniforms with a company name on them or business cards with a company name, it's sort of a sign. Maybe something's off. Not a guaranteed, but maybe something's off. It's time to do a bunch of research. Look online for reviews, and when you see those reviews, look at them. A normal person, if you read reviews, can tell when something's off. So if the reviews have weird English in them, if they never say if they say chimney company was great, that's a sign that these are paid for reviews and they're not real customers. So just be on your P's and Q's, watch your step. In our market, which is in Houston, more than a lot of other markets, and mostly big markets, we're seeing a ton of fake companies or people selling leads. Meaning you call a company that says X is the name of the company. I don't want to make up a company because I'll get somebody's name accidentally. But their company is X, and they call up and all the bells that I just went over start to go off, or some of them. It's time to do some research. Make sure you're getting what you get. Often they'll come back. If you're calling for a second opinion, they'll tell you that a ton of repairs aren't necessary. A lot of times they don't even know what the repairs are, nor can they do them. But make them prove to you they're not necessary. I mean, for us, we can actually quote chapter and verse of code. Plus, we can show you manufacturers of like a fireplace that's a manufacturer. We will show you their installation instructions that say how it was supposed to be done. And then we can explain to you why all those rules are what they are. So do your homework. Buyer beware right now. There are lots of companies. So figure out how long they've been in business too. If you go to their website, this is just one of the things, and everything is brand new. It's a sign that something maybe they just refreshed it. That's possible. But once again, do your research. If they've only been in business for a year, 2 years, we've been in business for 20 years, and people have been in business for 50 years and aren't very good. People have been in business for a year and are really good. So it's not just one thing makes everything bad, but there's certain things that you need to sort of look into and you need to double check. Be very careful. And all we're trying to do is help our customers in Houston and in Beaumont and anybody else that's listening throughout the country. Your state's going to have totally different rules. In Texas, there is no licensing. There's no certification requirements. I know some states there are. So do your research. In any state, if you call up and the company name that they answer with is not the company name you called, they may have just recently bought a company and maybe that's why. But do your research. Quite often, that's a sign that something is off. So that's it for today. Please like it, share it. We want to help as many people as humanly possible. So thanks, and we will see you next week.